Well, it has been a quite remarkable day here in Barnsley Metrodome. Players' Championship 16 has thrown up thrills, spills and surprises. We've had a 9-dart leg from Robert Thornton, who embarked on a finals. We've had a first semi-final appearance for Jose de Souza, the Portuguese player who is starting to make a name for himself in the PDC, as
25
is Harry Ward, the 21-year-old from Swadlincote in Derbyshire.
Bullseye, so
Harry's had reached a couple of quarter-finals in recent weeks and now faces Max Hopp in his first PDC final, having won the semi against de Souza, looking for a first title with the big boys as Max Hopp, the 60. German number one, looks for a third PDC tournament win. And Hopp is a man who has had a lot of pressure on his shoulders over the years. In fact, many people writing him off before he won his first last year, went on
60.
to win a second in Dublin. And Hopp hoping to make it a hat-trick this afternoon. It has been an incredible day, and it will be an incredible win for somebody, whoever it is, Dan
43.
Dawson.
Oh, incredible weekend, doesn't it? You mentioned people writing Max Hopp off. We saw yesterday Glenn Durrant picking up his second title when people said he wasn't good enough to compete in the PDC. Max Hopp could make it 3 titles in pretty much a year
60
for him when people said he would never be good enough. And Harry Ward is a guy who won his tour card at Q School this year and wasn't expecting to be honest, and he's probably surprised himself with how well he's done so far this year.
Yeah, won it outright on the very first day, beating Mark McGeaney in the final.
100.
So maybe that was a little sign of what might be to follow for Ward, but I'm not quite sure that he and his team would have considered that he'd be contesting a final in his first 6 months on the Pro Tour.
Well, there's a lot of positives for Harry Ward in these opening few months. Obviously, today he's had 2 quarter-finals. He hits a lot of 180s. He's 58. In the top 10 players on the tour for the regularity with which he hits 180s. As he looks at 57 for double 8. What a start to the final from Big H. A 1-3-3 checkout. Not his first big checkout of the day, Murph.
No, he's had a handful of big ton-plus checkouts. Had a 1-4-7 in the semi against Jose de Souza, but the one that
60
he will look back on as perhaps the moment that got him in this position was in a last-leg decider against Michael Smith, when Smith had missed 3 match darts 54. To progress to the quarter-finals. Harry Ward took out 145 to defeat the bully boy.
Well, they have both battled to get here. Some of it has been high quality, some of it has been scrappy, but they've got it done. Harry Ward has had 3 last leg deciders, including that one with Michael Smith, and then won 7-4 against de Souza. Max Hopp, well, he had a last leg decider against Jermaine Watamina, a last leg decider against Robert Thornton in a really scrappy semi-final.
59.
And to be honest, his averages have got less and less as the day's gone on. He started off against McGeaney, funnily enough, with 105.
99.
And then it sort of averages in the 90s for the next couple of games. Then it was high 80s, and then that 83. And is he just running out of steam, Max Hopp? Or can he turn it on in the final? Because the records in finals for these two are interesting.
60.
Max lost his first 4, and then he went and won the World Youth Final and hasn't lost a final since. It's 4 wins in a row. Harry Ward has played in 4 finals and lost them all. Now, is the narrative that Max Hopp has learnt how to win in finals and will never stop, or is the narrative you've got to lose 4 before you start winning them?
Well, we might have thought it would have been Ward who would need to stop Hopp, but at the moment it's the other way around, because Harry has the chance to break here, will get a dart at the bull to double his lead.
65.
Not far away, but Hopp might only be taking a trip to the centre of the board. Needs to find a treble to avoid it.
18 segment. Wow. He has not just missed the big number.
40.
He has missed it by a long way.
Harry Ward has doubled his advantage in this decider. A fine start for him. Signs of perhaps fatigue for Max Hopp.
Well, it shouldn't be, should it? I mean, he's one of the guys who he genuinely has an incredibly professional approach to this game, where he looks at every aspect of his life, or his preparation, of how he mingles with other players. Every single thing is done in a sort of stereotypically German forensic
96.
manner.
Well, look, when he was a young player, he made the decision to lose quite a decent amount of weight, didn't he, Max Hopp, to make sure that he was fighting fit and
60.
had his energy levels as high as possible for these marathon darts tournaments, the Pro Tours in particular, and the final day of European Tour events, both of which he has won in the last 12 months. And Max Hopp is certainly a man who looks after himself and knows what it takes to win titles. A man who's carried probably one of the biggest burdens of pressure in world darts, with the hopes of a nation on his shoulders. He lifted that weight and ended their weight when he won the German Darts Open last year.
121.
Got work to do in this final from the off.
Well, look,
72.
Harry Ward, I had his quarter-final against Nathan Aspinall, and he won it 6-5, but he missed a whole load of match darts before he got over the line to break that quarter-final barrier. You could see that the
99.
nerves were getting to him. Now, if Max Hopp makes this close, we know Max can win close games and win close games in finals because he's done it before. But Harry Ward,
60.
Surely it's going to be like that quarter-final to the factor of 10, with £10,000 and a first senior PDC title on the line.
Can he find the big number this time? He could do even better than that. 7 to halve the deficit.
72.
He's the wrong side of the wire, and Ward, if he can produce a second ton plus out of this match, can lead 3-0. Can't find the treble.
41.
I would think, oh, Max is going straight for it. It's a dangerous ploy,
Game shot.
but it's one that works, and Max Hopp does get a leg on the board, and more than that, it is a break straight back. The Maximizer, the German number one, is in this game, a clash of a 22-year-old and a 21-year-old. This might well be the youngest final in senior PDC darts that we have seen. I'm pretty sure we'll have seen older players contesting
140.
development tour finals, but whether we've seen two younger ones playing in a final on a senior circuit, I don't know. I can't think of one.
100.
Yes, well, age is not a big factor in professional darts, but time and timing certainly is. And if you look at the matches won by this pair today, then that has been a big aspect of their
99.
performance. As the most notable, that 145 checkout against Smith for Harry Ward. But if you look at the averages, you wouldn't think it was title winning form from either man, but they've obviously done the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, they're both averaging between 91 and 92, and that is a surprise to see them both make the final, but it has been a strange old day in Barnsley.
140.
A Max.
180.
Harry Ward, who is getting himself going just when Hopp had put himself in a strong position to hold on to his throat. He might need to take this out, and he looks hampered by the first start, and that proved to be the case. So Harry Ward will get the chance to restore that two-leg lead when he returns.
90.
Does leave himself on double 16. Could stay there. Well, maybe he should have done.
39.
3 darts to tie things up at 2 apiece. Remember, this final is a race to 8 legs. But Max Hopp is having to waltz around the hockey to find some kind of route to this double. There wasn't one, and now he's actually obstructed the double 8 as well.
Game shot.
He's managed to find a way over that dart into that bed, and it is 2-all, and Max Hopp has pegged back Harry Ward early on in this final.
135.
Well, I'm not even sure if Harry Ward will have played many games over this distance. Obviously, the development tour stuff is first to 4, first to 5. Pro Tour stuff is first to 6. We've not seen Harry Ward appear in the big TV tournaments
46.
other than the UK Open.
He did play in the BDO World Youth Final, didn't he, back in 2015? Lost that one by 3 sets to 0.
58.
Colin roll-offs. But in the short time between the semis and the final, I haven't had a chance to find out how many legs that was. And that is one bit of information that is not
100.
lodged in the very small darting section of my brain. Silence is deafening,
128.
Dan.
Yeah, it's just an open goal, mate. I'll just concentrate on the final. As Harry Ward has used the treble 18s very well there.
140.
And he'll be looking for a ton 40, just like Max has put in. Oh, and he's just getting a few that are going in the
22.
ones, isn't he? And just so I was saying that, he follows it into the ones, and that potentially is a leg-losing visit for Big H.
Hopp needs to take advantage, and he hasn't done that with either of the first 2 darts.
59.
Perhaps a let-off for Ward, who might rescue it himself anyway.
98.
Decent visit.
Beautiful dart. Stupendous stuff.
120.
And very nearly a moment of magic from the Maximizer.
Well, Ward this time having to find a way past the
Game shot.
obstruction, and he's managed somehow to flick it in off the flight and into the double top. It's only early in this final, but small margins can decide the outcomes of darts matches, and a missed dart at double 18 for the 156
60.
might come back to haunt Hopp.
Well, I've seen Harry play a couple of times today already, and against Vincent Camphouse in his opening game and against Nathan Aspinall.
100.
It was pretty tight early on, and he wasn't scoring like he can do. And then later in the game, he seemed to find a little spell where he was putting in the 180s and putting in big scores back to back.
140.
If he can start to do that against Max Hopp. Max Hopp hasn't hit 180 in this final yet. He didn't hit a single 180 in the entire semi-final, all 13 legs of it, against Robert Thornton.
60.
He really is struggling here, Max Hopp. Even though he's nearly taken out a 156 there, he is not playing anywhere near the stuff we saw when he won his 2 titles last year. Or indeed, a lot of this year he's
140.
played some really good stuff. He's up there in the averages list, he just hasn't had many big runs, just that one big one on the Euro Tour.
Well, you mentioned Robert Thornton's run.
46.
I think it's fair to pay homage to Robert and a handful of other players who've produced the goods this afternoon. Robert producing that charge to the semi-finals, seemingly out of nowhere. Of course, 2 of the best performers of the day have been Jose de Sousa, who lost in the semis to Ward, and Scott Taylor
97.
reaching the quarter-finals.
Yeah, Scott Taylor having one of those days, a Scott Taylor day where everything is just going brilliantly. Jose de Sousa, only 6 players
40.
averaged more than him over the day, but Jose played more games than all of those guys. He averaged 97.6 for the day. That is title-winning form. He keeps doing that.
Game shot.
That's leg-winning stuff from Max Hopp. Takes out 64 in 2 darts for a 14-dart leg. If that is a sign that the Maximizer is settling down and can start playing the stuff we know he's got in his locker, then Harry Ward
140.
will be put under serious pressure.
I also think it's worth giving Chris Dobie a mention as well. He's made back-to-back quarter-finals this weekend, and he's actually going to end the weekend in the top 32
60.
in the world when the Order of Merit list is published tomorrow. First time for Chris, and very strong for a debut at the World Match Play as well.
84.
Yeah, well, that is obviously something that's been playing on his mind, and this last month with all the Euro tours that he's been involved in, they haven't panned out as he'd wanted. He'll be thinking it's a missed opportunity, but he's righted some wrongs here in Barnsley this weekend.
100.
Whether it will be enough for him to get to the match play remains to be seen. It is a very, very competitive race to get to the Winter Gardens.
100.
But the main race to focus on right now is this race for the title here, because Harry Ward, this would be surely, this would eclipse winning his tour card. This would
100.
eclipse anything he's done in darts if he were to go on and claim the title here.
Yeah, we have seen young players emerge on the Pro Tour, but often they
60.
are players like Max Hopp who have won on the Development Tour, won World Youth Championship titles. Harry Ward's actually seeming to produce better stuff on the Pro Tour than he has on the Development Tour.
Yeah, he's had a semi-final on the Development Tour this year. He had a
59.
quarter-final as well. But, I mean, he's had 2 quarter-finals and a final, and still going in this one on the Senior Tour. Look at this.
Game shot.
Great stuff, Harry Ward. Fabulous checkout. 4-3.
A second ton-topping finish from Harry Ward, who is certainly not going to roll over for Max Hopp. If he thought that he'd got a bit of a result in this final
57.
by having an inexperienced opponent, then he's got another thing coming.
Well, yeah, it is a concern, I would imagine, for Harry Ward, that the 4 finals he's been in.
190.
Look at this. Now, maybe this is the spell where he goes through that scoring phase. 3 on the Development Tour, 1 on the Challenge Tour. He's not got close in any of them. Being 4-0 by Berry Van Peer, 5-1 by Rusty Jake Rodriguez and Ryan Meikle. Lost
100.
5-2 in March last year on the Challenge Tour to Dennis Nielsen. But look at this. He's already getting closer in this one.
140.
And it could be a Harry Ward scoring spell, because 320 points in 2 visits suggests that he might be about to ignite. Even if it's for just a 2 or 3 leg spell, it might be enough to send
100.
him to a position which is just unassailable.
Well, the maximum at the start of the leg took Harry Ward's ton 80 tally to 20 for the afternoon. That's 1 behind Jose de Souza.
123.
But a fabulous, fabulous setup from Harry Ward to leave himself on an 11 dart leg against the
140.
darts. Hopper's left something handy just in case, but Harry Ward could steal a march here.
18.
Well, this is a huge moment now for Max Hopp. 2 misses from Ward, but Hopp might need to take this to stop this final getting away from him.
Only just in the 12. He's been good at this so far today,
88.
but he cannot find the 1 dart in the double that he needs. And Harry Ward returns.
Game
A
shot.
superb leg of darts from Harry Ward. A 13 darter breaks the Max Hopp throw and gives him a 2-leg advantage. He is just 3 legs away from doing something absolutely incredible and winning a senior title within 4 months of
140.
coming onto the tour as a teenager.
Yeah, we've seen players
100.
emerge onto the tour having some experience behind them. Look at Glenn Durrant coming across
80.
as the 3-time BDO World Champion, as Ward suffers a bit of misfortune there with a bounce out. But even Rob Cross, who was an amateur, had
100.
much more match experience than Harry Ward. Of course, had played at the UK Open as an amateur the previous season, but this is a remarkable rise
95.
from the youngster, and who knows where it will end.
$100.
That
170.
is incredible. 170 to leave double 8. And Max Hopp is being bullied by Big H here.
134.
Well, Hopp hits, but he has to hope now, and
Game
Harry
shot.
Ward might be very, very close to ending Hopp's hopes in this final. 2 legs away from a first PDC title in no time at all as a professional.
Back-to-back 13 darters from this young man. You see that
140.
trademark Max Hopp blocking his path to the 60, but still finding his way through with 2 darts.
He's had a bit of everything in closing out matches
60.
this afternoon as well, Harry Ward. He had that stunning finish against Smith to reach the quarterfinals, and then had to kind of fall over the line against Nathan Aspinall in the last 8. Aspinall producing a very
96.
poor deciding leg there when he didn't hit a treble for what, 13 or 14 darts in that.
Although Nathan Aspinall was actually encouraging Harry Ward over the line in the end.
180.
He congratulated him immediately.
But then we did witness in the semi, Harry Ward seemed to have kind of learned from that and thought, I'm not going to follow that pattern here, I'm going to finish him off. And okay, it's
97.
different to go on and win your first title, but I get the feeling that Harry Ward is a man who is kind of learning lessons as he's going along, not just over the course of the season and his
60.
career, but in the course of a day.
Well, if he is, that's hugely impressive. But Max Hopp has not put him under as much pressure as he should have done in this final.
It's been a slow. It was a slow
87.
start, but the performance levels are rising a little as it goes on. Max Hopp needs to rise himself quite a bit higher.
58.
Might have time on his side here.
You don't want to let Harry Ward have a look at any kind of a check out with what he's done today. And he's missed the big number. And there's been some lazy and sloppy stuff I've seen from Max Hopp
41.
in the latter stages of this campaign today, and it's not stuff you associate with him. Harry Ward cannot take the 143.
87.
Well, Hopp was having a very interested look over the shoulder there of Harry Ward. Ward
Game
not
shot.
looking as Hopp plants the dart in tops to reduce the deficit to a couple of legs once again, but Ward here has the throw to put Hopp at the point of no return.
59.
Well, this is not the first time that these two have come across each other.
91.
They did play development tour stuff fully 5 years ago when they were both sort of 16, 17.
24.
Max Hopp won that one, but their recent meetings on the development tour last year, before Max became a top 32 player, and indeed in a Players' Championship event here in Barnsley just a matter of weeks ago, were both
60.
won by Harry Ward. And that, particularly the one, it was a board final, that's fresh in the memory.
180.
And Harry Ward, in the last 4 legs, we said once he starts finding his range on the treble 20, he can really start scoring and hurting you. And the last 4 legs, he's hit 3 180s and a 170 as a setup shot.
97.
Well, that takes him to the top of the 180 tally list for the afternoon. He might end up with the top prize this afternoon.
100.
Harry Ward making his move and moving himself ever closer towards the checkered flag. Feel Max Hopp needed another
99.
treble in that visit. 2 big ton plus outs, and Ward has threatened to do them more than Hopp has in this final. Can
94.
he produce one big moment, Max Hopp? If he doesn't, he could find himself sinking in the quicksand.
Is he staying there?
Well, he wanted to walk to the board, take that dart out, and then maybe throw it treble 20, I think, because Max Hopp knew he had
97.
an opportunity there. Harry Ward has the chance to move 7-4 clear. Double 16 will do it. double 8 will do just as well.
36.
He's found neither, and now Hopp has a real opportunity in this final.
He doesn't give much away, Harry Ward, but his heart must be beating at 1,000,000 beats a minute. This is massive.
Game
And
shot.
Max Hopp hits back. A break of throw. The maximiser will throw to level this game at 6-all. There is nothing between them in the averages. There is only one leg between them in the leg score.
I think the
100.
latter stages of this tournament, Dan, have shown that darts really is a game for all ages. Just contradicting this pair, just a year between them in age, but Max Hopp has
140.
seemingly been around forever, and Harry Ward has only emerged in the last few months. Whereas in the semi-finals, you've got Robert Thornton, who has been around forever, and Jose de Souza, who's in his 40s, yet is only really just making an emergence in professional darts as well.
Where has he been, is my
91.
question.
Well, he did appear at the Ali Pali in 2012, did he? He lost to Devon Peterson in a prelim match, but since then we've not really heard much. Been playing tournaments out in Spain where he lives, but has
45.
emerged from the European Q School and has played some fantastic darts on his debut season on the Pro Tour.
Yeah, he's emerging in the same way that Cristo Reyes did a few years ago. And Cristo, there's signs of a return to form from
60.
Cristo, but when he was first making progress in the PDC, there was a little spell where Cristo Reyes seemed inevitable to be the next winner of a PDC title.
100.
It's funny, isn't it? We keep touting these names as the next new PDC title winner, and so often over the last couple of years in particular, as we've seen more of the big names ducking out of some of these Pro Tour events as well,
100.
somebody's emerged from the pack. We've had Mickey Mansell doing it last year, Willie O'Connor doing it just a few weeks ago, and it could well be Harry Ward today.
100.
Well, it could be, because he's given himself a chance to break the Hopp throw. Unless Max Hopp pins double 15. Huge moment.
Well, he knows how big it is. One dart to level up this decider,
Game
and
shot.
Max Hopp hits. And you have to give full credit to Max Hopp there, because earlier on, was it last leg or the one before, he could have stayed at treble 20 for a similar kind of checkout. This time he did follow the line.
100.
Took his time, took his moment, and took his chance.
Yeah. And of course he missed the double 18 for the 156 earlier on in the final, a leg that he did lose. He had been threatening. This is a man who, look, he hasn't hit a maximum in this final. He
60.
didn't hit one in 13 legs of the semi-final, and yet he's missed a double for a 156. He's taken a 150. In big moments, Max Hopp
100.
has this ability to deliver. He did it in Saarbrücken on the way to the title on a numerous occasions.
Yeah, he seems to thrive under pressure, Max Hopp. Very similar in style to Rob Cross when he goes for those doubles. Takes a step back for the
57.
important ones, and I think it's almost to try and break the idea in his head that it's for a big combination, that he just thinks, well, I've got one dart, I've got a target to throw at, and I'm going to
123.
hit it. And so often he does. Quite often it's a bullseye that he does that kind of thing on.
But look how Harry Ward has responded. He has been hit with a
100.
huge figurative right hook, and then he's gone ton, 1, 2, 3, back in the treble again.
98.
Look, the more I see of Harry Ward, the more impressed I am.
$100.
Well, Hopp asks the question. But Harry Ward has had the answers all afternoon.
72.
Going to have a little bit more time on his side because he's been so dominant in this leg. He knows that if he wins this one, he will have the opportunity to throw for the match, even if Max Hopp levels up at 7 apiece.
96.
Double 4.
Game shot.
Harry Ward leads 7-6. The 21-year-old from Derbyshire is one leg away.
$59.
Well, Max Hopp fighting to try and find a treble at the start of this leg and didn't manage it, and Ward is straight in there. He wants to avoid the sudden death shootout.
99.
Wants to win it now.
$100.
The last person to beat Max Hopp in a final of anything was Dean
100.
Reynolds on the development tour in July 2014. Since then, he beat Nathan Aspinall on the big stage, on live TV in Minehead to win the World Youth Championship, won a development tour against Steve Lennon, beat Michael Smith in front of 3,000 German fans in Saarbrücken on the big stage, and beat Madars Razma just before the World Grand Prix in Ireland when he picked up his second PDC title last September.
$140.
Well, Harry Ward is just on autopilot here. He's at a ton 40 to leave 162. If he'd moved to the 18s, he would have a shot for the title.
Yeah, there is a little bit of inexperience creeping in, but you can forgive him that in
100.
this position. Hopp is on a huge out, and it's one that he might need to take because Ward's found a treble. He's going to be perfectly placed here.
130.
This would be mind-blowing if it goes. Max Hopp needs 142 and will not get it. And Harry Ward turns away immediately to steel himself because he is going to get darts for the title to win a
102.
PDC title within just months of stepping up to the tour. The 21-year-old wants double 16.
16.
Well, Ward has missed. Ward has missed 3 clear for the match, and now Hopp will look at double top to force a last leg decider. Has the pressure told? Is it telling on both men? Double 10.
Game
He
shot.
finds double 10, and we do have a sudden death shootout, one leg to decide whether Max Hopp wins a third title in the PDC or Harry Ward, who has the darts, wins his first.
How much guts did that dart take?
134.
Well, there have been a couple of key misses in this match for Harry Ward. He missed 2 darts to lead it 7-4, and he's just missed 3 to win it. In between
60.
all that, Hopp took out that 150. A crucial check out as well. But now what's gone before needs to be put to the back of their minds, and all the attention
60.
on the visits in front of them.
These two have just remained so calm all the way through this, or at least ostensibly so. But they must
100.
be so nervous. Harry Ward particularly. It seems to have manifested itself in those darts at double.
140.
It certainly did at the end of the Aspinall game. We said earlier on in this, can he keep calm? Can he keep collected enough to hit the winning darts?
Needs this to leave a finish. He's found
180.
it. Could we see a stunning end to this final? A deciding leg. 2 big checkouts in front of them. Ward doesn't get a
99.
dart at the bull. Does Max Hopp?
He famously took this out at Ali Pali on his way to beating Mervyn King. It's something of a trademark of Max Hopp's. But he cannot produce it here. And Harry Ward should get more match darts. But you cannot take anything for granted in this situation, especially with what has gone before.
The ability is not
125.
in question. But has he got the mentality? It's one more dart. And this time he finds it. Harry gets his reward for his hard work. Harry Ward wins a first PDC title, almost doubling his career prize money. He'd only earned £12,000 in his debut season. He can add 10 grand to that. This afternoon he beats Max Hopp in a dramatic deciding leg, finally getting the job done. Who would have thought this at the start of the day? It's a big day for Big H, who defeats Max Hopp 8-7 to win Players Championship 16. And we're going to hear from Harry Ward now, if he's got the words to describe what's just happened, talking to Dan.
Get out of the way, boy. Harry, come stand here, man. Look.
Thank you, mate.
Congratulations. Harry Ward, 21 years old, from Derbyshire. There's winning titles, and then there's winning them the hard way. That looked tough.
Yeah, it was. Max is a great lad, and when I missed them 3 at double 16 to win it, I thought, no. And I doubted myself a little bit, but I thought kick on in the last leg, and so pleased, mate. And I rode my luck today as well. You know, Michael Smith missed 3 darts to beat me, and I managed to take out 145 at 5 all. And yeah, I've rode my luck, but you need a bit of luck sometimes, and I played well as well, so I'm really pleased.
Look, we've commentated in the final there. You were playing Nathan Aspinall on the board just over there, and you had him, and you were missing match darts, and he was coming closer. Yeah. You don't give much away when you're playing, but you must have been panicking a little bit,
A little bit, yeah. You know, because a lot was at stake. That was my 3rd quarter-final I've made this year, and I thought, 3rd time lucky, come on, let's have it. And Nathan struggled a bit. Glad to get over the line, and then when I won that, I thought, I'm in the last 4, why not? Give it a go, and you can win this. And unreal, mate. So happy.
Look, I spoke to you at Q School. You genuinely didn't really expect to get your card, did you? No. You didn't think you'd be playing on this tour, let alone winning within 4 months.
I know. No, I didn't. Honestly, last year, October, November, I didn't want to play darts. I had a break over Christmas and picked my darts back up about a week before Q School. Thought, give it a go, relax into it, you know what you can do. And that went really well. And then I've just gone on from there. I've been practicing every day since. I still work full time as well, so to win this, it's unbelievable. Back to work tomorrow as well. So
where is it? What do you do for a living?
Bricklaying. So I'll be back to work with my dad. Yeah, back on site tomorrow, and they'll be asking how I've done, and I've been telling them, they won't believe me.
Look, you've just beaten the World Youth Champion there. You've beaten a World Finalist on the way to this. You've beaten the UK Open Champion. Right, Harry, if you can do this within 4 months of being on the tour, the sky's the limit, isn't it?
Definitely. I've been practicing probably an hour and a half every day after work. And one day I do want to do it full time. And, with more practice I can only imagine what I can do, so...
Yeah, do you look at somebody like Nathan, for example, whom you beat today, right? Last year, he'd only just got back on the tour after coming through Q School. Within a few months, he'd gone from a guy who'd never won a senior title to winning one, being a world semi-finalist, being a major champion. People are talking about Nathan Aspinall being one of the hottest properties in the world of darts right now, going to World Series, going to Vegas and stuff like that. Harry Ward do that?
Definitely. I'm so pleased now. Obviously, I've got to take this in my stride and carry on. I'll qualify for my first European event. That's next weekend, and I just got to carry on, doing what I'm doing. I'm in a good frame of mind, and just take it as it is. And I'm so pleased to win today.
Look,
so pleased.
Harry Ward, 21 years old, remember the name. He's just become the latest winner on the PDC Tour. Yet another new winner for 2019, but a brand new one on the PDC circuit. We will be back in the next few weeks, more Pro Tour action coming up. It is the European Tour from Zwolle at the weekend. Before that Thursday night, the Premier League finals night. Darryl Gurney, James Wade, Rob Cross and Michael in the big guys competing for £250,000. This man has just won his first title and £10,000. And if he carries on like that, maybe one day he'll be playing in those Thursday night ones in the Premier League in front of 10,000 people at the O2. Fancy it?
Yes, definitely.
Super.